Good evening, everyone. My name is Vernisha Jones, and I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the issues in our community. Our theme is Nothing With Us, Without Us. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of young people from our community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and a voice within the community to reduce senseless violence and illegal substance use. We invite people from all over, especially our young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I would like to introduce my guest this evening, Mr. Lieutenant Daniel Allen. Is it okay if I still call you Lieutenant?
Yeah, that's fine. People going to call me that for a minute.
Okay. Lieutenant Daniel Allen. Again, I'm Vernisha Jones. I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and you are watching a live interactive program brought to you by CAN-TV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we are going to discuss community leaders engaging and empowering our youth through social change and community empowerment. We invite our viewers watching to engage via social media to better help us with ideas and thoughts on how we can better help our young people. So are you ready to get into this little conversation?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Can you tell our audience who is Daniel Allen and what is your purpose for existing?
Who is Daniel Allen? Daniel Allen is an African-American male who was born and raised in North Lawndale on 16th Street, what they call Holy City, right? Mm-hmm. I'm by a single mom named Corrine Allen, and my sister, my sister who's older than me, she helped bring me up as well. Basically, who I am is just a retired Chicago police lieutenant who loves the community, who loves music, who loves sports, and who believes in violence reduction.
Okay. Do you have kids?
Yes, I have 3 daughters. Jada, my oldest is Danielle. My middle girl is Tamara. My youngest daughter is Jada, and I just had a grandson. His name is Denham.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's
Congratulations.
He was born a couple of months ago, 2-3 months ago.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So what do you feel like your purpose for existing is?
I feel like my purpose for existing is change. When I say change, I mean things that's currently happening that's not so good is to try to change those things for the better. And I believe that I can do that with working with different partners.
Okay. And so I know a lot of people may not know, but you are the lieutenant, was the lieutenant. You
Yes.
retired. Can you let us know some things that you got going on or whatever besides, everything that you got going on right now?
Oh wow.
I know it's a lot.
Yeah, so when I retired, when I was on the police department, I was still involved with music. I was still involved with violence prevention initiatives. I was a former athlete. I played baseball and football growing up. But right now, currently, my organization called Chicago Cultural Performing Arts Media Alliance, really what we do, our mission is violence prevention through fine arts. So that's what we're doing. So really, the main things I'm doing really is doing community events with music, as well as case management, victim services, and outreach. And then working with the youth with my second not-for-profit, which is Divine Purpose.
Okay. If people don't know, can you explain a little bit about more with the program you got going on? And if it's young people out there that would like to be involved, is this a program where it's open to the public for people to just, join? Yes. Or how does that work?
Absolutely. So right now I'm actually redeveloping my board. Okay. And I'm reaching out and I'm trying to create a steering committee. And what the steering committee do will be the people that will come in, take a look at my organization. They see the mission is violence prevention and it's fine arts. Okay, that's what you do, Dan. Okay, cool. So I want some people to take a deeper dive in and look and see what I'm doing to see how they can become volunteers for the organization to help give me ideas to help strengthen and help me develop some other partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. And so it's open to
It's
the public.
open. Yep. And then young people that have a desire for music, I do have a music studio as well.
Okay.
So if they want to be producers, they want to be the next Lil Durk, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're older, and you want to be the next Kirk Franklin, or whatever your age is, it really doesn't matter if you want.
So no age limit.
No age limit.
No age limit.
No.
Like as young.
Yeah, because actually I'm in the process of. I'm going to start working with this young lady. She's 11 years old.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
yeah.
good because a lot of the programs normally start at, especially when it's dealing with programming and stuff. A lot of the programs they won't allow you to start to a certain age. So that's good
Yeah.
that you have a program that's
Yeah.
starting younger. So if anybody wants to contact you, social media,
Yes.
phone, how do they get
Yeah,
to you?
they can contact me on Instagram, Chicago Cultural Performing Arts Alliance, or CCPAMA, those acronyms, or Facebook, Chicago Cultural Performing Arts Media Alliance. This acronym's right here on my shirt. I went the wrong way. How did that happen?
It's always the opposite.
So that's how you can contact me.
Okay.
And then I have another number, a business number, 312-312-6787. They can contact me on that number either. That's my direct business number, and I can guide on how they can work with me.
Okay, so if you have any young people out there that's into music and want to be more involved in the community, you could definitely reach out to Mr. Daniel Allen with any information if you have any questions. And if you want to reach out to us at Fathers Who Care, West Garfield Park Youth Council at 773-287-5821, you could contact us and we could, send you over if you have any information or need any information. Okay, the next question I have. Can you give me a highlight, or can you give our audience a highlight you have encountered during this year dealing with young people? Because I know you deal with a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And also, actually, no, I wouldn't even say this year or last year, like before you even get out of it, because I know you dealt with a lot of young people being in the field as well.
Yeah.
Anything that you have, any type of encounter?
You talking about recently? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, NAACP hired my organization to work in a school called Spencer Elementary School to do Know Your Rights, which is law enforcement education, as well as choir. Because those are my two strengths, is music and law enforcement. I consider my two strengths. I have other strengths, but those are my two main strengths, as of right now as far as non-for-profit go. And what we did in Spencer since from February to just yesterday was the final culminating event at Markham X College. Basically what we did, I taught Know Your Rights, where I gave the youth skill sets on how to engage the police, how to talk to the police, how to develop stronger relationship with the police. And also we did a lot of role playing where I bought some vests that had police on it, gave them radios, and I taught them how to do street stops, traffic stops, how to engage community as well. And then I taught them, me and my wife, Victoria, we did choir with them where we taught them etiquette on how to sing, how to breathe, breathing techniques, how to write songs. And then we did this finale event yesterday at Malcolm X College. It was other organizations that NAACP, the West Side branch NAACP hired out. And we came together yesterday, and it was like maybe 400 kids in attendance.
Really?
And it was an amazing event. And we got to demonstrate, show what we taught. And they did a skit on Know Your Rights. And also our choir performed. So I would say this year, that was the most intriguing thing that we did with young people.
Okay, that sounds amazing. It's good to know that y'all are getting involved in the schools, because I feel like we need, especially seeing that you are a former police officer, that's good to know that you're being involved more in the schools, because the saying that we have where a lot of our young people are afraid of police. So to see that you're going in there and putting programs in and letting them know that it's okay, you have good officers out here, that's definitely a good thing to know. And y'all probably should try to get that into like high schools and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a good point that you brought up, because now that I did that program at Spencer,
It opened up.
It's recorded. We have video of it. We have documentation of it, and we have photos of it. So I am going to actually solicit this to some other CPS and suburban schools as well, because I did me and my team in the 11th district, we did a lot of great community policing work. So I pledged
But it needs to be seen.
It needs to be seen.
Yeah.
So I pledged that when I retired that I wasn't going to let that go.
That's good.
So I'm actually doing consulting. I plan on doing consulting work as well too.
Okay, that's good to hear. I love to hear it. What do you feel the biggest issue our youth are facing nowadays?
Oh man, I think some of the issues that the youth are facing. Oh boy, the social media.
I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good thing, but it is really turned out not to be such a good thing because it leads to bullying. It leads to peer pressure, which leads to sexual acts and things that. I mean, if you know the word of God, biblically, these things occurred a long time ago, even in the Old Testament. If you really read the word and you look at some of these things that occurred.
But it wasn't so
prevalent like it is now and open and stuff, right? So that's the difference. So, which leads to mental health that our kids are suffering from. And statistics show that young people commit suicide at an alarming rate. Yeah. So which is devastating.
Also, do you feel like drugs and alcohol and stuff is a big
popping these pills, you know. A friend of mine he's a handyman friend of mine who does work. He said he went 2 days ago to check on his nephew. His nephew is younger. He's an adult, but he's a young adult. And he was found dead, you know, he said because he engages in popping those pills. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. We work in schools and don't witness coming into schools and our young people literally sitting in our classrooms halfway asleep because they coming in there and not even just off of regular, like it ain't weed no more, it ain't liquor no more, it's literally hardcore drugs. And I had a student before tell me, because you know they do Narcan and stuff for if you overdose. I had a student tell me before that they do it, and the reason why they do it, and they try to go to the extreme with it because of the simple fact, Narcan, they feel like it's okay because y'all giving us something to help us if it go left. So it's like realize told me that. So it's like with that type of stuff going on these young, and I feel like the schools could play a part too. I don't know. I feel like the schools could play a part too because when our young people, when I was in school, you couldn't come into school smelling like weed.
Yeah.
You couldn't come to school like you was high. You couldn't it was a lot of stuff they didn't accept, and I feel like nowadays they're starting to accept. And maybe it's because other kids don't have outlets outside of the school, but at the same time it's like. You making it like it's okay for young people to come into the school and be.
I'm gonna say this too: it's the parents.
Yeah.
You know, because running a youth program for 20 plus years, it's times that parents would drop their kids off in the morning doing our summer camp program, and the kids smell like marijuana. And the marijuana that they smoking now, we know that lean and stuff like that. What's in there? It's like it ain't like it was when we were coming up.
It's laced.
It's laced, and these kids are ingesting this stuff. And that helps with their whole mental health, you know. Yeah.
And also, it's contact. They could end up high just off of the strength of sitting in the car with you being high. So I definitely feel like we need to do a little bit better on that. And that's even with the programming and programs and stuff that we have. Yeah. We need our parents to be more involved in what we got going on because. You know, we can't help the kids if we can't get the parents to be on the same page with us.
Amen.
So, how do you feel like we can collectively work together to save our children in the community? Also, how can community help reduce violence in the community? Like, what can we do?
Coming together as a collaborative team. I noticed, I looked at it's a picture in the 11th district. It shows Mayor Richard Daley Jr., the son. He was doing a safety walk, a peace walk, with all men. Where did that go? Where did that go? If we can get more men involved with our initiatives, don't get me wrong, we got some great violence interrupters that's out here doing some stuff that's led by men and women. But if we can get volunteer men out of the households, get off your couch. I know you upset about your baby mama and you mad at her and all this stuff, but if we can get more men to actually partner with organizations like mine, organizations like Fathers Who Care, organizations like United for Better Living, work with the 11th District Police or whatever police department, community policing office, men, I'm not discounting women because women have proven that you guys are amazing leaders. Y'all have taken over, right? So y'all taking over, y'all taking the mantle. Yeah. So men have to resurface so that we can get out here and be the voice to get into these guys' ears who got these issues.
Yeah, because for a lot of times that's what they would rather listen to a man versus listening to a woman because a lot of times they feel like we don't know what we're talking about anyway.
Yeah.
And speaking on just men coming together, I don't know if you know about the group that comes together at MacArthur's once a month.
I heard about that. Yes. I met with them once. Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah. So that'll be a good group for
Yeah.
you to be a part of, knowing that it's like you want to be more involved as far as men. And I'll definitely make sure I send you over the information
Okay.
when they have their next meeting.
Please do.
The next question I have: in what ways do you think young people show they need help or assistance without saying it? Like, how could you tell one of your students is going through something without them technically telling you that they're going through something?
That's an amazing question. When me and Vicky, my wife, when we was running the program at Spencer, I just talked about with NAACP, kids used to on a regular basis come up to us and just hug us all the time, and we was just getting to know these kids. I mean, and they would give us these big hugs. Hey, Mr. Allen. Hey, Mrs. Allen, and that signifies something that's not there, by giving us that love and that hugs, which indicates to me that they may not be receiving hugs, or that this is something that they just want some love. And so that's why we have to treat the kids delicate when we're training them with our different expertise. And that's a sign, that's a telltale right there that, what's LL Cool J song? I need love, you know what I mean? So, he was on something else, but that's what I see.
Okay, that's one thing, and one I say we talked about it last week as well on the TV show. Is anger.
Yes,
That's why I feel like that's one of the biggest ones
it is.
where our young people. Some people just look at young people as just being, this child is just so angry, this child is just so mad. I don't want to be bothered with this child because they're so angry, versus it being, looking at it from a standpoint of maybe this child got something going on at home. Maybe this child is abandoned. Maybe this child, and like being able to just talk to a child and get them to feel comfortable enough to talk to you about what they got going on versus judging them off rip, just thinking that they're being mean or they're being, so I feel like that's one of the biggest things our youth people, like youth coordinators and stuff, need to pay attention to where it's like, don't just push that child to the side that you feel like because they're angry or because they're mad or because they seem like they're acting out. Like sometimes you just have to really talk to a child and let them know that you're there and you're willing to listen to them. And sometimes that's just all our kids need.
Yeah, that's very true, because I noticed that at Spencer, I'm also a CPS sub as well. And like I said, being a community policing background, I work with kids a lot. And just noticing these kids at these different CPS schools, they just lash out on these teachers more than what people know.
Oh.
Even being a police, we dealt with youth in a different manner.
Yeah.
Whereas CPS, these teachers and these principals, they have to deal with these kids. Like, you hit the nail on the head with this hidden anger, and they lash out on these instructors, these teachers and principals. And it's something hidden that's going on. There's some hidden hurt that's going on. So.
And you know what I think it is, honestly, when it comes to them type of situations, I feel like I said, I worked with youth. I worked with I was working with like 2 and 3-year-olds, and I used to always tell people, like, kids are like sneaky. Kids, like, you have to pay attention to kids because kids are smarter than you think.
Yeah, they're very smart.
And so I was a teacher where it was like, I didn't play with kids. Like, I don't play with kids. Like, so they know when Miss Jones come in, like, she's not going to play with y'all. But at the same time, I was the teacher that all the students wanted to be under.
Right.
And, that's even when it comes to older kids where it's like, I know even if this a person that disciplines me, I know this person care about me, and they know when somebody truly cares about them, and the person is just there for a job. Even with the schools, because even with us working in, we do high schools, and we do alternative high schools. So with us working in alternative high schools, a lot of times, a lot of the kids that's in alternative high schools, they're going through something. Absolutely. They got stuff going on at home, stuff like that, and we see them, like you said, with teachers and they be mad disrespectful, but then at the same time, you could see the type of interaction that the teachers and stuff have with them where they feel comfortable enough to be able to be that way with you, because when we come into the schools, we don't have to deal with that. We're getting yes ma'am, no ma'am. Yeah. Like, we're getting that type of interaction with them, but then it's like, as soon as somebody come in, they're cursing them out, and but it's like, I feel like kids know. They know who cares about them. They know who's there, and they're truly for them versus the ones that's there and they're just there for a paycheck.
Like you said, kids are so smart. They have spirit of discernment is much better than what we know.
Yeah, definitely. Starting at 1, 2 o'clock, because I used to, real life have parents. They'd be like, I'll see a child acting out or something, and I'd be like, she do not act like that in class. They'd be like, are you serious? Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, you would be surprised. They know what they're doing.
And then lastly, I noticed that these kids don't like to be touched. I noticed that. Because I touched a couple of kids, and of course, in an appropriate manner, I touched them like trying to line them up. Trying to help them line them up. And they was like, A girl said, "Don't touch me." I was like, whoa. You know, I raised 3 young ladies. That's just not, you know, I'm not trying to discipline you.
But then it's like you never know how it is at home. Like you don't know
who's
what's
touching her.
Yeah, you don't know what's
him.
going on, or just a disrespect thing. Like
just
disrespect. Like if I feel like I could tell you not to touch me because growing up I couldn't tell no adult.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell no adult nothing. Like exactly. I couldn't tell them nothing. Like and I feel like that's what we messing up with these kids nowadays. Well, it was a village. You had a village to raise kids, and nowadays it's not a village because the next door neighbor can't tell you nothing that your child doing because you're gonna believe what your child said. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. So I was gonna ask you what's the state of young people in Chicago, but we only got 5 minutes, and I feel like we talked about that with everything that our young people have going on. And as you clearly see, we are 2 people in the field trying to make a difference for our young people. And before we get into another question, I want you to remind everybody about your organization, remind them what you got going on, and also how they could contact you if they need any information.
Like I said, my name is Daniel Allen. My organization is called Chicago Cultural Performing Arts Media Alliance. You can put that, it's a long name, but you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on Instagram, and YouTube. My phone number, 312-312-6787. I'm looking for a vice president for my board. I'm also looking for steering committee volunteers to help me develop more strategies for my organization. Come work with me. Come on.
Okay. And also, if you need to contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that is 773-287-5821. You can contact us if you want to get in contact with him. And also, we have our program, which is the drop-in program, where we have young people come in between Monday through Friday just for an open house. Just if you need somebody to talk to, if you need a computer to use. School finna be out, so we don't have too much school stuff going on. But just, you know, we have a lot of stuff, and we can't help you with it. We always have resources to be able to help our young people.
Amen.
Okay, can you tell our saying that you in the church and stuff like that? Hallelujah. Can you explain your worship experience events and why you have them?
Yes, this is a great question. The reason I decided to have a worship experience event is twofold. First thing is, like, I've been singing my whole life, even before I was the police. Singing.
I was surprised when I found out you know how to sing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I do a little something. You know what I'm saying? And I play piano a little bit as well, but singing is what I do, right? So when I retired, I said to myself, people kept asking me, what you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do with yourself? And I said, most people, y'all already know what I do outside of police work. Y'all know I'm a music guy. Y'all know I do youth and non-for-profit work. So I said, you know what? I told, as the Holy Spirit, I said, guide me on something that I could do to help people, give them something fruitful. So a worship experience came down to me because and what a worship experience is in a nutshell is just me getting a group of singers that I know, musicians, live singing, praise and worship, praise dancing, and praise and worship singing because I'm a praise and worship leader, and also having resources like healing resources there, things dealing with health and wellness, mental health, physical health, have all of this at an event, and I'm doing like 2 a year right now. Okay. And the reason that I do this because people need healing, and I think this is my opportunity, to show that side of me, but more importantly, to give people to get bask into the presence of God, even if you're not into religion like that, but you'll come to a feel-good event with resources. So that's the reason why I do the worship experience. It gives me opportunity to give my musical gifts as well as give something free to the community because it's free 99. I do 2 a year. I just did one about a month ago, and I'm doing another one in October. Exact date is coming out soon.
And this is another thing that's open to the public to be able to be involved in?
To be involved in. If anybody wants to, if you sing or if you want to help me put this event together, please contact me because I'm looking for assistance with this anyway.
Okay. And if you're just not tuning in, our guest on tonight's show is Lieutenant Daniel Allen, and we are discussing community leaders engaging, empowering, and our youth through social change and community empowerment. Can you give our young people or viewers some last-minute advice for anyone watching and just in need of a push? I
would say this. If anybody have whatever your desires of your heart is, go for it. I mean, find out, if you have spare time, find out organizations, churches, schools who need help, who need volunteers, or that way, if you're a younger person and if you want to get involved with medical, law, whatever it is, go and volunteer and get some service learning hours, or if you're out of school, just go be an intern so you can learn, get a skill set so that you can enhance your abilities to get more comfortable in something that you want to do, and get out in the community and work with the police department, community policing. I'm telling you, you can make a difference.
Okay. And let's give them your info one more time, just in case they didn't get it.
I'm Daniel Allen. My organization is Chicago Cultural Performing Arts Media Alliance. You can put that name in Facebook. You can put it on Twitter, Instagram, all that. And we're on YouTube. My phone number is 312-312-6787. Like I said, I'm looking for steering committee volunteers. A couple more board members I need. I'm in West Garfield and Austin. Come hit me up. Help me grow this organization so that we can work together.
Okay, and thank you everyone for watching tonight. And like I said, we have so many organizations on the west side of Chicago that's helping our young people. So I feel like it should never be an excuse why our young people don't have the resources. We just have to get out here and put them, like as parents, like I said, our parents need to get more involved, and we need to, put our kids in these programs that we got going on, because we're here. We're here. We just need our young people to be more involved. So thank you everyone for watching, and see you guys next week. Same time, same station.
Thank you.